Wow.
Cool. Let's introduce yourself, Miss Page.
Miss Page. I am Zoe Page. I'm a model, /actress, /makeup artist, /dog's body, /general helper, /all-round nice girl.
Nice.
Crazy.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm nice.
What's your model age? Hence, that's the age you lie and tell people you are.
I don't lie about my age.
You don't?
No, I tell them I'm 32.
32?
32.
Sure.
Yes. I can give you my date of birth if you want. No, I don't lie. Why? How old do I look if you don't believe I'm 32?
I just know many people who lie about their age and haven't got model age.
But the thing is, why would you lie about 32? You would lie, and I would lie and say like 25 or 28, because I'd probably get away with 28.
See, I used to have an older ex-girlfriend, and she modelled, and she was 10 years younger than me.
No, your age is your age. It doesn't bother me.
Fair.
It bothers some people, but your age is your age. It doesn't necessarily define you who you are as a person. It's just an age to let you know you've been on this planet for so long, and pretty much you're going to die soon. Hurrah!
Exactly.
Hurrah!
Okay then, your first time at Splash Point, you finally seen the studio. What's your vibes?
I've seen this studio space from what it was before. You know, I've seen the, what's the word I'm looking for? Progress, when it was being built, because I came here before, whilst it was being built. So I saw what this looked like to what it is now, and it's absolutely amazing. The work that you've done and everything that you've put into it it's mind-blowing. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a great space. There's some like really, really good vibes, and there's lots of different nooks and crannies that you could just play around in, and it's completely different from a normal sort of like studio, which is great.
Which is great. So you're digging in the armour, you're immediate.
It is.
The traffic light.
Yeah. That's the first thing I've noticed. Is like, oh my god, there's a traffic light. There's so many different quirky, odd bits and bobs. There's so much draw. It's not just a plain studio. There's a lot going on, and your eyes are constantly darting all over the place. It's great.
So talking birthdays, what star sign are you? Let's get the boring stuff out of the way.
I'm a Libra.
You're a Libra, so when's that?
October.
October. Trying to predict the future.
I don't know why I was confused by that.
Are you good at shuffling?
Yes. I can shuffle. She says that now, and then poof, they fly everywhere.
If one falls out while you're shuffling, that's the one you're supposed to take, because that's the divine trying to give it to you.
Oh no, these are new, so there's no flex.
Yeah, they're right there.
Oh no, I can't do it. I can't show my that little trick.
I think that's a bit too many for a prediction.
Okay, let's pretend we didn't see that.
We're gonna draw just one, or we're gonna do like past, present, and future.
I don't know, which do you think is best? Let's do the
What energy are you feeling? Is it the energy of the viewer, or is it the energy of yourself or me?
Sounds very complicated. There's a lot of energy going on. Shall we do?
There's
a lot of energy. Shall we just do like the normal three? What was that look? You looked at me like I was weird.
I mean, as you pulling the cards.
Yeah.
Is it going to be for you? Is it going to be for me? Or is it going to be for the viewers watching it as a general? What's the energy? What are you feeling?
Let's do viewers.
Let's do viewers. Okay.
Let's do viewers.
So predicting the viewers' future in theory as a general reading.
Do they pick the card or do I pick the card?
Well, they won't know. It'll be. The story is, if you're watching it on YouTube and you do a general reading, that the people who view the video, they view it at the right time, so that it means something to them and they can take away what it's supposed to mean.
So I just pick a card off the top.
One card suits all as a general reading. It doesn't have to be off the top.
Ooh.
Unless that is the card you were feeling.
I'll shuffle it again now.
What you ideally want to do is have a card that just falls out of the package of shuffling, or just forces itself upon you by being like protruding in some way or turning over.
That one's the wrong way round.
Take it. What is it?
The King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. The General Tarot Spread.
General Tarot Spread.
I said spread. That tickled me, that was spread. The King of Pentacles represents trying to be better oneself. Work hard, paying off, reaching goals, seeing things through to the end, and being proud of your achievements. Can represent reaching high social status and being enterprise, resourceful, principled. As a person, the King of Pentacles represents a mature, successful, grounded man who is good in business, patient, stable, secure, loyal, and hard worker. I think we've said hard worker like twice. It's mentioned it twice, but apparently it's the hard at work. He is a gorgeous provider. What does that even mean?
It's someone who's powerful and, I guess, aspirational and reaches their goals and achieves them. And
But not careless or frivolous.
frivolous?
Frivolous.
Is that the word?
Yes.
You're asking a person with dyslexia who can't see what's been read. It's probably a good job I can't read it because I probably would have got it wrong.
Frivolous with his wealth, and he doesn't gamble or take silly risks. He is conservative and can be stubborn, but he is also faithful and a protector. He is a great father in terms of providing stability and security, but can come across as a bit blunt when dealing with emotional matters.
Sounds like me. This
is you. As he copes better with practical matters. He may be an earth sign such as Vertigo or Capricorn.
Vertigo. It's like a U2 song. Virgo.
Vertigo.
Virgo.
Oh, Virgo. Or a Capricorn.
There you go then. Actually, that's 2 cards in the pack by complete accident.
What are they? Page of Wands and the Fool. So I would read that we're like successful. I don't know what Page of Wands means though.
Do you want to find out?
Yeah. I can understand what the Fool is, so we're quite stupid or...
Not necessarily. They're quite surprising. Like the death card doesn't necessarily mean...
You're going to die.
It means like a new, being reborn, a new change in circumstances.
You're pregnant. That's what the death card means.
So what are we looking for?
The Page of Wands. That's hilarious. I am dyslexic myself.
Oh, yeah.
I got recently diagnosed. But mine's more spelling and grammar. I can read, but if I come across a word that I don't know... Well, that's dyslexic. If I come across a word I don't know, I can't break it down like a normal person would.
I'm sure I've never got the moon card. That's a good card as well.
Isn't it?
Apparently. But anyway, go for it.
The Page of Wands shows a young man holding a long staff in both hands as he looks inquisitively at the green leaves sprouting from the top. His tunic is... are we just reading what the card is again?
Yeah, but I think it gives you an explanation.
Let's get to that. The page stands still with his staff firmly planted on the ground, suggesting that while he is inspired by the potential growth represented by the sprouting staff, he has not taken action on his inspiration. In the background, the landscape is a barren and mountainous. Yes, it is. Implying that this page has the gift of being able to find growth and potential in most unlikely places. He is also energized by his idea that he can make anything happen and is simply limited by his circumstances. Oh no, sorry. He's also energized by his ideas and he can make anything happen and isn't limited by his circumstances. The fool. You're a fool! I tell you, a fool. A pity the fool. Pitiful. Can you make... Oh, God. Bloody Instagram and weirdos. Vibrate. Yeah, more popcorn. Okay. The Fool and a tarot card. A young man stood on the edge of a cliff without a care in the world. He is set out on a new adventure. He is gazing upwards towards the sky and the universe and is seemingly unaware that he is about to skip off. I don't know what that says. A precipice?
What?
Precipice? I don't know. Precipice into the unknown. What am I trying to say?
That's good. You're not reading it.
I can't read. Basically, he's about to take a dive off the cliff. Over his shoulder rests a modest knapsack containing everything he needs, which isn't much. Let's say he's a minimalist. Minimalist. The white rose in his left hand represents his purity and innocence, and at his feet is a small white dog representing loyalty and protection that encourages him to charge forward. Well, not really, if the dog is literally pushing him off a freaking cliff. Not a very loyal dog, is it?
Encouraging him. Is that what it says? Yeah, you go.
Yes, yes, master, jump, master, off a cliff.
Encourage him to take the leap that he should be taking.
What, a leap of faith?
To achieve his goals.
I don't know. It encourages him to charge forward and learn the lesson he came to learn. The mountains behind the Fool symbolises the challenges yet to come. They are forever present, but the Fool doesn't care about them right now. He's more focused on starting his expedition.
There you go. It's almost like the predecessor to the card before, which was the predecessor to the card previous, as in the King of Pentacles is the achievement.
And then the Fool is he hasn't achieved yet.
He hasn't, certainly he's taken his journey, but he's not really taken the steps yet. And you get the guy who's got the barren land behind him, but he's making all the right moves, and then you got the king who's achieved it.
But the guy with the staff can make anything happen.
Yeah, so he's hopefully the Fool is the optimism, the get up and go, but he just needs to take that step over the edge. The dog's kicking him over the edge. He turns into the guy with the staff, who then in turn ends up being the king and gets his achievements. And
so we've got.
So maybe they're all connected. Just maybe.
So we've got, technically this is like our past.
Technically it's a story.
This is our present.
We hope so, otherwise we're going backwards.
And our future is yet to come.
We hope so.
Yeah.
The future hopefully is the king.
Yeah. Excellent, there you go.
I'm definitely going to end up speaking now. And see, it's interesting, isn't it? Even if you don't believe this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just fun to talk about. So what else was that exciting?
Yeah.
Right. So favourite way to unwind outside of just life in general, just hobbies?
I actually like, I volunteer at a rescue centre and I like spending time with the rescue dogs and taking them for walks and helping out there. That's what I do when I'm basically not working. I volunteer at a rescue centre. And that actually cheers me up no end because it feels like, because I can't have pets because I'm away from home so much. So my little sort of like tidbit, sort of like get it out my system, care for these dogs is my way of, that, whatever that is, I don't know.
I was going to ask you if you heard of ASMR, but kind of really cool with that, can we?
No.
Okay. Favourite genre of modelling?
Favourite genre of modelling? I'm currently really, really into sort of like ethereal, sort of,
Now you're getting big words.
sorry, like princessy. Sort of like ball gowns and headdresses and ethereal and pre-Raphaelite. That's
Kind of explain when you try to push the ball down on you.
yes. I was like, here, let's have a ball gown. No, Zoe, no, okay. But that's what I'm into currently at the moment. I'm going for like pre-Raphaelite ethereal sort of vibe in, because I just think it's like, I don't have that sort of stuff on my portfolio at all. If you actually go through my portfolio, I don't have it, and then I started doing it. And I think I enjoy putting costumes together. I like putting things together, so when I've got a ball gown, then I'll put a corset with it, and I might do a headpiece, and then the makeup goes with it, and it all kind of like tumbleweeds. And then when you see that as a shot, and it's like everything comes together, and it just looks really pretty.
Do you do it in a fancy-esque, or is it fake photoshopped, or is it more natural, just kind of?
no, I kind of like the whole sort of like fairy-esque sort of like photoshopped kind of adds the vibe that I like anyway. Because if it's just straight off the back of the camera, it's just some girl and it's just some chick in a ball gown, isn't it?
You've got a massive budget for an awesome production. So
Right.
it's like David Chappelle or someone.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
Yeah.
This could be as long a question as anything, but weird experiences that you can talk about. Any crazy weird shoots? You want to dish the dirt on? Anything you want to address? You've probably spoken about this off camera as well.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? I think I'm different from other models because I work to different levels. So I am a fetish model also, so I do sort of like fetish work. Whereas if you work in a model who doesn't, the levels are completely different. So because I do bondage.
Subjective as well.
Right.
I was promoting the studio day today, and I was putting it on a local, there's a local page on Facebook who promotes events. Like we weren't promoting because it's adult. And I was like, nude modelling and adult modelling are two very different things. So if you put me under the label of this being an adult event, which it isn't, yet they will promote events where people are probably doing drugs in the toilet and stuff like club events and stuff.
Yeah, as long as it swings roundabouts, doesn't it? But yeah, because I do bondage, the photographer is going to be in my personal space and he's going to be touching me. He's not going to do it inappropriately, but he's going to be right here, close to do the tie. So when I do sort of like mainstream modelling, and the photographer's like, "Oh, can I just touch her?" And you're like, "Yeah, go for it. Knock yourself out." I mean, as long as they're not instantly grabbing my arse or grabbing my tits, because I'm generally pretty chilled out. I haven't had any bad experiences.
That's really bad. No, weird. It's got to be weird. It's got to be interesting.
I've had a few weird.
You can talk about, of course.
Yeah, but you can. But at the same time, will the photographer know that?
At your discretion, you can talk about.
Yeah.
Funny then, quirky.
Let's do.
Tell me some crazy people that you can talk about who will never ever pay any heed to it.
I've got to think now. I'm actually trying to think. Let's see. Oh, no, I can't, because then that's pretty obvious who that is.
Me?
No. I've had a photographer talk to me about 20 minutes, talk to me for 20 minutes about a pork pie. I didn't know what to say. I'm pretty good when it comes to conversation, but he was really passionate about pork pies, to the point where the conversation lasted 20 minutes and you're like, what? But then the next day he did the same thing at a dinner table because you can't, it's a pork pie. But then he did the same conversation next day, because this is a group shoot, to another model the next day. And she's just like, "Zoe, help me, he's talking to me about fucking pork pies." And I was like, "Yeah, it's your turn."
Who's got that behind? It's probably his garb. He's probably read somewhere.
I
internet somewhere where he's been told to try and break the ice and talk about absolute mundane shit, so the model just kind of comes down a level or something. And that's probably his question that he asks everybody he meets. Maybe,
but there's so many other things you can talk about than pork pie. So I asked him a few questions. I did ask him, so what's so good about a pork pie? And then he went from going to the shops to getting it home to then cooking it. I think he cooked it, I'm not sure, or put it in the microwave because he preferred it warm. And I thought it was such a sweet little subject, and it's always stayed with me. It's bizarre, it's odd.
I can't imagine heating a pork pie.
I've never heated it. I've never heated one, but
can you reheat pork?
I don't know. It's got all that jelly fat in it, isn't it?
If you paid more attention, you would know.
Yeah, he did tell me. Yeah.
It's the least glamorous shoot apart from the first time we met, and I stick her in a wet shed.
Least glamorous. I did go to a photographer's house. He did warn me, he did tell me, and I said it was absolutely fine, but the realisation of when you're walking in after he's told you, is it okay if I smoke? And you're like, yeah, no, it's fine. But this guy chain smoked to the point where his apartment stinks of smoke, like cigarette smoke, and being in that environment was really difficult for me because all I could smell was smoke.
Especially when you don't smoke, you really feel it.
Yeah.
You really notice it.
But he did say, you know, I am a smoker. Are you okay if I smoke in my, you know, in my own apartment? And that was very kind of him to ask me that beforehand. This was all like in the pre-conversation, and I was absolutely fine with it. But until you walk in that house, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like nicotine, smokes. Like it was hard. Even I felt dizzy, and I don't smoke. So yeah, that was hard. It wasn't glamorous because I felt sick. Because he would chain smoke, it's a lot of smoking, and it was, that was hard.
Crazy, leaky, outside, venues, wet, windy, horrible. Endurance tests.
Endurances, the best shoot that I've had and loved, and the images are super, super lovely, is in Wales with a photographer called E-Ray. I mentioned his name because it deserves a mention. But again, we planned it for the wind and the rain, and he said it was only going to be 2 hours. And he was like, it's going to be windy and rainy. I need a really like hardcore model. And I was like, yeah, I'm your girl. And it was art nude. And it was really difficult because I was like battling 40-mile-per-hour winds with the rain hit my body and it felt like hailstones. But it was really worth it. We weren't out there long. And he bought like towels and dressing gowns to keep me warm. But the results were just mind-blowing. They were really, really good.
Cool. Okay, back to boring stuff then.
Muses? Do I have muses? I don't.
You must have named yourself after Zoe Page, I imagine, to a degree.
Well, no, not really. I think I just say yes.
You've got the Betty Bangs in their hair as well.
That's just to stop.
Coincidence.
Yeah, it's just to stop me from being old. Instead of getting Botox, this is a cheap way of like stopping wrinkles, basically, because you can't see me express through a fringe, can you?
No muses then, no.
I kind of like stalk other models.
Yeah.
Yes.
You follow a few models. So I follow a lot of photographers, but I don't necessarily put them on a pedestal for every everything I like about theirs. There's stuff I don't like.
I think the models that you kind of like stalk on or like, or who are inspirational or are smart and have a great business mind, you kind of pay attention to more them because and the work is always like pristine and perfect, and it's just nice to keep seeing their work pop up. It's really sort of like gives you really good vibes and energy, and I really enjoy watching and seeing. That sounds really creepy. But yeah, if anything, I kind of like aspire to like the levels that they're working at, and I'm just like, damn, her body's hot, I need to work really hard. And then you do like 100 crunches and it doesn't work.
So no names.
No, because I feel like a stalker. I feel really bad. Yes, I stalk all these girls, yes.
A handful of models that I follow on Instagram, I probably couldn't even tell you some of their names, that's how I'm such a bad fan.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person, I'm just such a bad fan of people. I just don't know anything about them. I just like
their look.
Work,
yeah.
Their look.
Yeah.
I don't really look into their name. I don't necessarily remember.
No. So the difference with me is like these girls, when you've admired their work for a fun, then you meet them, you kind of like, nah, it's their work now because you've met them as a person. Yeah. But there's some models that I've actually met and really liked them as an individual, that their work is like it's got better for me because I've seen them behind the work. It's really interesting. Some models I've seen their work and got wow, and then I met them and I'm like,
It's perception as well. I think you need to understand the personality to a degree behind it, because I can look at even my own work and see a photo that I was in a mindset when I took it and it was perfect for that mindset, and I can look at it another day and be like, no, I can look at it 3 weeks later and be like, that's really good.
Yeah.
It just depends, like, if it fulfills the emotion, the vibe that I'm there. So I can understand why other people wouldn't necessarily understand it and connect with it.
No.
But that's good, because that for me is you're doing something. So I always find it interesting to see how people interpret. I like to leave it open to interpretation is what I want to do. I mean, I think people recognise my stuff weirdly. I don't necessarily think I have a style, but people seem to think I do. But
well, there's things that you prefer to do over other things.
Yeah, but I think in terms
and then
of
you turn that.
The shooting style as well. I think people have said as soon as one of your pictures come up on your pictures are on Instagram, I know you've taken it. It's not someone else's model, which I find quite interesting because I don't necessarily notice that. But it's interesting to see how people perceive it, and I try not to put.
I don't think I have a style.
I like working on the narrative, but I don't like to enforce or force a conclusion on their photo. I like people to draw their own conclusion, which is sometimes really bad because I think people in photography are told that their photo should convey a message or convey a subject, and it should be obvious from looking at the picture, which I don't like to do. I like to hint and touch on it, and they can then go whichever route they want. There's several routes they can go, A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
Normally. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I like doing. But it confuses a lot of people.
I think you've explained this to me before.
Possibly. Okay.
I
So
think
music.
It's so funny. I always get asked what music you want to play on set, and I'm thinking, if you will, especially with some of the guys that I work with, they're of the older generation. So if I asked them to listen to my kind of music all day, they'd probably have earache. And it's not everyone. So they're like metal, sort of like rock, sort of like sometimes I get like a 70s rock sort of vibe because sometimes the oldies are good.
So you're in your element when you're into Kiss then?
Massively. Huge. I loved it. I was like, yes! Something just beeped. Yeah. So I can't really sort of like get someone to do an 8-hour shoot and listen to Kill Switch Engage or Machine Head for 8 hours. Do you know what I mean? It's not really fair because it's pretty hard going, even for, you know, some of the old boys that I work with.
Music put you in a mood?
I think so. I don't have to listen to rock. I don't have to listen to metal. It's just.
If you had a different genre of music, would it?
So if I was doing pin-up, you put pin-up music in to get you in the mood and in the mindset. Yeah.
Frank Sinatra.
Maybe not.
Earlier.
Probably a bit of cheesecake.
Cheesecake. How's cheesecake?
Cheesecake vintage music, sort of like if I knew you were coming, I'd bake a cake.
Okay.
That kind of.
I hope we run out of questions. We could discuss sexism in modelling, but I think you. So
Sexism.
What's your take on it?
The only thing I don't like is when a man instantly looks at me and asks me a question, then explains like the answer, like mansplaining. I get mansplained at a lot. Maybe it's just because I look like a girl who needs stuff explaining to, and I probably don't help my case because I'm concentrating so hard on the job that I'm not necessarily going for a, you know, involved sort of intricate sort of conversation that involve. I don't know. I get maybe it's just my attitude towards them. I'm just like, do you like this? I'm bothered.
That's just not people in general in life. In terms of the industry.
Someone mansplained to me how to work a fucking toaster.
That's pretty. What you asking?
No, it's just like, do you want some toast? Like, yeah, sure. This is a toaster. You put bread in this. Oh, what are you doing? I know how a toaster works.
Okay, in general then, in the industry in general.
I've never come across it, or maybe I've just completely switched off from it.
If you're not too vulnerable, which I guess there are people out there who are, I think if anything, it's the model who's got the power.
Oh, it has now. It's had a big flip.
In this day and age, in terms of certainly making money and stuff, it's a models industry.
It always has been, but it always has been the models in control. The problem is back then they didn't realise that they had the control. Because, you know, photographers did, or producers, and the directors did. But now girls are speaking up and speaking out, and actually, you know, it's massively reversed and the girls are in control. I've never come across sexism or a bad experience. I've had odd ones, but not as a bad one. But kind of forgot what the train of thought was. I did have a point. It's gone. Yeah. Oh, that was it. It's just come flooding back. I think for me is that I've got a really, really good support group of models, because I think the other thing is, like, if you're in this industry and you have friends, sometimes they can be really good or sometimes they can be really bad. But I've had bad friends where they've been bad for me and taken advantage, but again, that's all a learning curve, and I've got rid of them completely now, and I'm surrounded with positive, supporting models and friends. And that makes a massive difference as you and on you as an individual, because if you have negative people around you, it does affect you and it affects your work. But I've got a really good support group, and is
reflection on them as well if they're quite shy and retiring and quiet.
Well, it just means like if you've got a problem, you know you've got someone to talk to, and they're not going to judge you or gossip about you or say bad things because you've maybe done something a little bit silly. You know, there's a reason for why we all do what we do. We don't necessarily need someone to rub our faces or point out the fact that we've done something. And there are girls out there who do you know, horrible things towards other models, and you can see it and it's not nice. So I don't socialise with those girls, and I've got a really, really good group of model friends. If you give me a subject to talk about, then I might be able to talk about something, but if I'm just like talking to the camera, then it's just not going to be anything. It's just going to be...
What should we talk about?
What shall we talk about? I don't know. Just eat popcorn. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All should come to Splash Point because you get given popcorn. Although it's all gum. I saw another bag somewhere. I'm going to eat that. So I've got a mouthful of popcorn. I'll be with you in 1 minute. It's actually really gross. I shouldn't be in that popcorn. I do have a really good point to make, but I really don't want to talk with bits in my mouth, and now I'm fiddling with my mouth with bits in it. It's not good. Oh dear, I'm terrible. I think it's all gone now. I won't show you any close-ups, but here you go. So this is my first time working at Splash Point Studio, where it's been made up, and it looks fantastic. You've got quite a big space to play around with and have fun, and Russ is amazing. He's so helpful, and if you need anything, he'll just go and get it, and not just for me or for any models, it's just working with the photographer here today. He was so helpful and so nice, and got stuff set up. Anything you needed, tea, coffee, straight on it. If you're cold or warm, he'll warm it up, cool it down. It's really good. I've had fun. I always have fun. And it's nice to be able to work in a space which is... I was talking, but then I heard you coming and I didn't finish my sentence. I was just going to say, it's just nice. Oh, I forgot now.
I can't really help it, I don't know what you were doing.